welcome to 171 or 170 episode of Guerrilla Radio. I'm Joe Caprino. We have Mike joining us once again, and I'm hoping that we have comments today. Because
man, not having the comments has been having me too focused in. I can't have
that. Yes, we got it. We gotta get Mike distracted and off on random rants and raves. So, if not, I have a different. Hey, there we go. Hey, we got that. Screw this.
There you go. One. What's up, Eric?
Screw this other one that's not working. I am going to close that, and we will make that bigger. Hold on. Okay, well, it's going to go there. We have comments. I don't care. Whatever the other one what we were using was not very good. So we will try to blend that in, and that looks, that works good enough. We have comments. That's all that matters. So, it's sectional week.
So, yeah, man, it's closing, getting to the end of the season. It's crazy.
Yep, Mike's gonna cash it in after this week with rankings. So after we
hopefully, what's up, Troy? I think as long as we can get some of these records and stuff out, these sectional brackets.
Yep, yeah, that's the we're working on getting records, and oh man, this one even does this is a different one. This is nice. I like it. It even does the emojis. So yeah, we're working on getting some confirmations, I guess. If you do have confirmations of brackets, send them us. We don't need to post them. Sectional brackets, they're cool to see, but at the same time, they're not going to surprise us. Other than
it's not semi-state tick-arounds and Friday night of state where it's like random, right?
Yeah. These get worked out a little bit better. So I just want to see who's in where and what what exactly is going on there, and
Oh yeah, I talked about that a little bit on the Dana and Rex show yesterday. Like they're asking kind of what I was looking forward to, and I know there's like some people I'm looking to see if they're in the bracket or not, or possible weight changes, or things like that. So that's the exciting part of sectionals.
Yes, it is. So yep, and
ooh yeah.
Yusuf one.
Yeah, Yusuf, let us know, man. I heard that too.
There's rumors floating in the greater Granger area. So yes,
I heard there almost wasn't, man. That's crazy. I thought that was nuts. Just kind of talking with those guys and that the process, and obviously I went through that process in the fall. But I'm happy. It sounds like they're gonna have a new 106. He's an impact guy. I'd say that he's an impact guy.
Dad's a little crazy, though. Crazy father. I wouldn't trust the father as far as I could throw him. I could probably throw him pretty far, too. I still wouldn't trust him.
He's not super tall. He's pretty small. But I think he's a guy that was at the semi-state in the tick-around already once. So it'll be interesting to see, that trip. He's going to different regional now, different track there, but I think it'll be good.
Yep. Okay, man. How much did we miss these comments for like two episodes?
Too much.
I know. So sectional this week. All the brackets are linked on the website under the brackets or the this week. Many options to get there. We're gonna have our last sets of rankings. I'm hoping if we can get some confirmations of weights and if random people are in the brackets or not, we can. We can always put update our rankings after we put them out too. If we if you want to get them out early and then make it small. I don't know. I guess we can. I'll send that text out tomorrow. Say, hey, if we want to get rankings out, we can always redo them and make quick small adjustments. I know we've done that before.
I don't think that's bad. I think that's always a good thing. And I didn't do a set last week. Just there wasn't like a ton of mix up with all the weather. Did you guys get bad weather?
This weekend, no. Or last weekend things got shut down, but this weekend, no, we were fine. Everything went all of our conferences. You guys just don't like tough weather over in the region.
That's what I heard, man. I feel like I'm not gonna lie. I feel like all of our tax money goes to the center of the state. I feel like we produce a lot of money up here in the region at these steel mills. And then like our roads are not always that great. We don't get a lot of salted roads. Like driving to Indy, I'm like, where are your guys' potholes at? You guys have any potholes down here?
That's for another episode.
I know. That's a different rant. I'm gonna bring that up on my politics right now. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, me and Joe both did the high school wrestling weekly.
Yep, but back to back. I got to listen to Mike and see what he was talking about, and had to, got to listen to. Actually, I don't totally listen to it live very often, just because Sunday night, and I'm usually entering results and stuff, and trying to spend a little family time. So yeah, I was listening to it, and yeah, they talking about rankings and all that stuff. So it's always good to hear from Rex and Dane and talk to them in person instead of via text.
Yeah, we got a bunch of ice now. Also, they already called off our school.
Yeah. So yeah,
we do get the black lung up here. Oh man, it's bad. You ever been in a steel mill, bro? It's terrible. I come out and dude, it's the worst.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting some snow, some ice and stuff tonight. So hopefully they get that through. I think that's kind of the sectional thing. Is like every year you have to at least miss one day of school and practice for the week of sectional. It seems recently.
Man, I'm hoping that we get all this bad weather out of the way, and then we get like 55 when we're in Evansville.
Yeah,
a nice 55, kind of breezy, not rainy.
Oh yeah,
I think that would be good.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, get that out of the way, and we'll be good. So yes, we. I know some people last week were amazed and astonished that state is in Evansville. That this is not a drill. We have discussed this.
Yeah, that post went crazy, man.
Yeah.
Did people not like? You think people are just giving you do you think people are just giving you a hard time? Or you think they really didn't know?
I would say that they probably didn't totally know. I mean, I'm sure some casual fans were like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And then they're texting their Joe or Mike or Dane that they know, and like, "Is state in Evansville?" And I'm like, and they're like, "Yeah," the people. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of casual fans that had no clue. And now they're like, "Oh crap, it's But I went and I was just looking because people are still complaining that well, they should have had it in Indy. They should have done it here or there. And I'm like, we went over that before, so it's
I mean, I think like that was a whole. People must just shut it down after the state finals and pick it up right at the sectional.
Yeah, yes, they shut it down for about 11 months, and then whoa, yeah. So yeah,
I think my boy Wrestling Scholar made a good push for Lafayette, but I mean, I wouldn't have minded it. It's only about 45 minutes from the house.
Yeah, the Lafayette would have been fine. I don't think it would have been. I think they would do well wherever. I think Lafayette number one. I don't want to sit on those bleachers for 2 straight days. My butt.
Dude, hey, you ain't, dude. My back ain't trying to hear that
either. Yeah. So just to rehash the arguments, pushing state back or forward a week was kind of unfeasible with schedules and other venues and just the ripple effect that would cause. Any Indy area school place, the hotels there, go look like north side of Indy. These hotels that are usually like $45 a night, the Red Roof Inns, are like $200. What?
What hotel you staying at for $45 a night?
Red Roof Inn.
Dude, get out of here, man. Bro.
Where they still give you an old school key.
Man, dude, yeah. That one, we got 2 things. One, when I went to NCAA's last year, we had to go stay at like a Super Motel 8. And I don't know at what point I became a hotel snob. Dude, I slept with my hood up, shirt tucked in, sleeves tucked in. I wasn't having it. And Hawk was like, "It's cool, man. It'll be fine." I felt like we were gonna get robbed. Like, man, I grew up in Gary. This is like too much for me. 2, when we were in Michigan, when we were in the accident, we had to get a hotel. We wanted to get a hotel closer to the hospital. and we stayed at like what was it the bell tower or something. It's like right next to it's like right in the University of Michigan. We go there and there's like one dude there. He's wearing like a bellhop thing. He hands me 2 keys, like actual keys.
Like, what?
It was wild, man.
Yeah. I'll make my hotel snob complaint is when we went to the Cubs convention. We were at the Sheraton, real nice hotel, and it's like we were pushing it to get there. Before we were gonna be rushed around to go get checked in and all that. And it said, "Oh, mobile check-in." So I'm like pressing this button to mobile check-in. Like, hey, I'll just use my phone to get my key, do my key and everything. Won't even have to go to the front. Oh no, I still have to go to the front. I'm like, what's the point here? What's this mobile check-in crap if you can't do the mobile check-in? And like, I don't want to have to deal with anybody. I just want to get to my room and go get go get Dansby Swanson's autograph. Don't let my wife read. Don't tell me.
Man, I just feel like it's not that much more, man.
Yeah.
Like it's $100. If it's $150, I'm fine. Like you know, like if it's $250, okay. Like someone said, put bed bugs in there. No chance, bro. If I see bed bugs on your like review, ain't happening. Yeah. OC had to stay at some sucky hotel at the school, man. The dirtiest hotel I ever saw. Her stuff stayed in the garage for a week. Like, I'm not letting her bring her clothes in.
Did you at least let her come in?
Yeah, barely.
Jesus.
She gotta stand outside the cold. I don't know if bed bugs can like stay in the cold that long. It's terrible. I don't know, but like honestly, I really don't know when that happened to me. Yeah. I don't know like when I like turned from like the dollar in or days in to like I can't stay there.
That's
probably the first time I got a paycheck.
Probably the first time, yes. No. Oh yeah.
The mat design. I mean, I'm sure it'll be similar. People that's been to Evansville, I'm sure they'll have an idea what the mat design is gonna be.
Yeah, based on the layout and the way it looks there, that'd be a good question. I would say they're more likely to go in the straight line if it's the same. Just because I don't know if it's wide enough for 2 mats. I do know they might be able to do cross. I like the cross. I think that was really good to be able to see all the mats a little bit better last year.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I think they might try it. I mean, I would say they will, and we'll never totally know if they try it or not. But I would think they would probably try it.
My brother's put that Airbnb in Hughleville. So one year he got Airbnb for state. He was coming down and he was wrestling the Nationals the next day at the Sun. And he's like, dude, I got like a house right by the zoo. And like, I was like, I don't think that's a nice area of Indy, bro. I said, let me text Howie. He's a cop. He'll know. So I texted him. He's like, have you ever heard the rap song Cracks from Hughleville? I said, no, I never heard that. He's like, that's Hughleville. So you might want to be a heads up.
Nice. Yay. So yeah. Where is that? Yeah. We'll see what they do. We'll stay in a nicer hotel. We'll stay in a nicer hotel at State this year. That's for sure.
Do you? I know a lot of people are sweating like the capacity. It's a little bit less, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit less, but I don't know if it's really that. I mean, I don't know what we get as far as our. Hold on a second. Banned from page. Yes. Okay. Sorry. There's a weird comment. So yeah, I don't know what.
I thought that was someone you knew.
No, that is not someone I know. Yeah, I don't know what that is about. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what. I mean, because I think it's just about 10,000 is what I believe. I don't know how much. I mean, I think we might get 12,000 at times.
Oh, I like that. Let's go, man.
So, there's only one masseuse I trust there, Brett. You know which one it is in Fort Wayne. So yeah, I don't think it's. I don't know if we get more than 11 or 12,000 at a time sometimes. So I don't know. Is 2,000's a lot, but it's still not. I don't think I don't know. So we'll figure it out. I mean, it'll be tighter. I'm sure it'll be pretty close to being filled up. So I don't know.
Well, if you're thinking about not getting a ticket, man, don't go.
Yeah.
Get all the tickets for us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be out there scalping. I'm gonna scout my press pass.
Yeah. Yeah. And and we're not gonna have it in Newcastle. I'm sorry, people. Everyone thinks that I'm not sitting on those bleachers for 2 straight days, and no one wants to go to Newcastle. So just anyone that thinks Newcastle can host a state finals again is living in 1985 still.
Bro, let's bring that thing to Calumet High School, man. How close? We had that. That's a big gym.
Yeah.
We East Chicago.
Yeah.
You guys can a little slice of life out there.
Well, no, you can split it.
That black lung.
106 through 144 at Calumet, 150 and up at
we'll split that first day.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good, man. I'm excited. Honestly, I really am.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm we're 3 weeks away basically, and I'm excited to get to be on the big HSA reveal show, and that's a pretty cool process, is to be behind the scenes and kind of see all the stuff. And they're kind of running around crazy because they were doing that redraw of the girls semi-state brackets and stuff, and then sitting there with Coach Gable and kind of seeing, oh man, this is what you had to do every time, and he was doing this all by himself, and I'm like, whoa, dude, I couldn't. I don't know if I could do it by myself and try to keep up, and and we split it up, and he's still like, okay, I think I'm ready, and I ended up taking a couple quarter brackets that he's like, I don't think I'm gonna be ready, and you seem to kind of know what's going on here, so. But
man, I'm not gonna lie, Cook's right. I'm excited. We're finally bringing the state finals to Central Time. I don't hear any excuses from everyone in the state about not knowing what time it is.
I'm just glad my phone changes and my watch. Yeah, that's So, and anyone coming from the Fort Wayne area want to ride together? I'm picking up hitchhikers. So if anyone, in all honesty, I was trying to see if we could meet up with Mike, but he's going straight south. He's not going to come through like Indy and stuff. So I don't know if I'm trying to figure out. I'd rather not drive the 5 hours by myself, especially on the way home on Sunday, because I don't.
Yeah, man, I couldn't even imagine. You said that, I was trying to figure. I was like, maybe. And I was like, nah, I'm taking straight 41. I live right by 41. I'm going straight there. Yeah, that Sunday drive is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's usually a tough drive already down 65. 41's a little bit less scenic.
Yes. So yeah, Ken, anything outside? Go look at the hotels in Indy that weekend, and you're gonna that should answer your question. Number one, there's not very many, and they're going to be even on, like I said earlier, that the north side, where there's usually the hotels are probably $100 to $150 for some decent ones. They're $300-$400 that weekend. So,
man,
yeah.
And we get to go hang out. We could have went and hung out with all the basketball players. Remember the time were you at the counter with us that one time when the Bobcats were there? And I thought Michael Jordan was going to come out. He didn't.
He didn't. Nice.
Nope. No, I think it'd be cool, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they do it. I'm not excited for that drive, but I made that drive for softball before. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I know, if you're coming from the region, drive close to the speed limit. There's a lot of speed traps through there.
So yeah, they gotta be back for the show Sunday. Man, you guys are troopers. It's not too bad. I mean, it's a 5-hour drive, but you just gotta be up by 11.
Yeah,
it's not too bad.
I think we're. Are we still trying to set up a little meet and greet thing?
I think Dustin's getting that worked out. At least that's what his job is. So if he won't get any. So yeah, we're trying to. Once we have details, we'll have a probably I don't know what time, 7-ish, 7 to 8, 9-ish, and we'll have a back room somewhere in some speakeasy where we'll have a live show, and we'll be talking wrestling, and I don't know, maybe having some Diet
You want to meet up 45 by the Beef House at that Speedway? I know exactly what it's at, Eric. I always think, man, I wonder if the Beef House has good food. I think that'd be cool, man. I know we've talked about doing it a couple times, and I think, like obviously you were coaching for a long time, and so you're kind of preoccupied.
Yeah, I got to babysit some kids.
Yeah, one time I went down with McGill. I know they had like a real tough Friday night match, and I think we went to I asked Zach Pearson, hey, where should we go get some food? He sent me to like a silly place. Eric wasn't really in the mood for silly. I had a good time. He was stressed out.
You go to Dick's Last Resort?
We did go to Dick's Last Resort.
Oh, could you imagine taking me there when we had that one rough night?
No, I barely think that it was a bad idea to take you to Kilroy's that night.
Oh boy, this is
Thursday night. We're talking Thursday night for that, right?
Yes, Thursday night. I think it's like 7-ish. Dustin has texted me a little bit like, what times you thinking, and I'm hoping to get on the road about noon on Thursday. That should put me there about 5-ish because I'm gonna have to stop and pee at least one time. So
at least.
Oh, Brett's taking they're taking the crop duster, I guess, down from
the plane.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
They're taking a crop duster.
Man, I wonder how if we could score a flight from the Gary Airport to like the Deaconess Airport or whatever. Like how much that would cost.
If you know the right person, it's not that much. I mean, it depends on Dave probably has a private jet. I mean, he probably can let us hitch a ride there. So
Jeff Colburn's listening. He probably said us for stalling.
Yeah, we're not talking about anything good. Yeah,
he just got hit double stalling right now, talking about state finals.
Yep, I'll have my headsets. I'll bring my headsets and I'll have my big mixer with that. You can have like 4 or 5 people talking at the same time. So it'll be good. It'll be a good time, and yeah, I can't believe we're like 3 full weeks away, and last set of rankings coming out and some graphics. Our last power poll, so I don't know what people are going to complain about. Do we update that power poll when guys get like put out of the tournament?
We should. That'd be great.
I mean, we can. I mean, that's not a big thing.
Bro, is this Evansville, Indiana? To get a flight from like Midway
to Midway,
from Midway in Chicago to Evansville Airport, it's $1,000, man. I ain't paying that.
Let's see what Fort Wayne to Evansville. Let's see. We will go. Let's see. That's February 15th. I'll come back. $418. Let's see what the time is, though. That'd be the good one. 5 hours and 29 minutes. That would be. That's with a layover. It's 1 hour and 21 minutes in the airplane, but a 4-hour layover.
Nice. Let's go.
I don't. Yeah.
I'll just drive it.
Yeah, I'll just drive for that much. Let's see. Oof. Oh man, 5:20. There's a good one. 5:20 a.m. Flight out on Sunday. No thanks.
Yeah, I'll just stroll right in there.
Well, that's expensive. Yes. So okay. Man. Anything else we want to talk about?
Hooters Air used to be at the Gary Airport. They got rid of it though. I always wondered, like, and I was such a young man, I never had to fly Hooters Airport out of Gary Airport. But I wonder if they had chicken wings on those flights. And if they didn't, why are they even doing it?
Yeah, they had probably a different part of the bird.
All right, man, we'll get back on track.
No food in the bus, though. Oh man, yeah. So Hooters, Hooters Air out of Gary. That is classic. So, so I guess we should go over a little bit of what happened last week. The DIC did not wrestle.
Nope, they canceled. They called me in to like do the announcing. I was like, oh, let's go, man. And then they called me the Friday morning. They're like, hey, Michigan City can't do it. I said, all right. And then they're like, all right, LaPorte can't do it now. But LaPorte and Michigan City got hit pretty hard with snow.
Yeah.
Hold on, sorry, my daughter's texting me, and from the upstairs.
From the upstairs, yeah, I get that too. Someone, that's better than the yelling. So yeah, DSC, and Laporte wasn't able to travel.
Laporte ended up pulling out, so then they voted to like not do it. So
that's kind of a bummer for some of those guys.
But I think all the other like conferences in the northern part all went. Like NIC went. Like what is it? The
NLC.
Greater Lakes. What's the one that Mishawaka's in? Is it Great Lakes Conference?
Northern Lakes.
Northern Lakes.
Yeah, they went. Yeah, all the Fort Wayne area conferences went. So start with the ACAC, the ACAC, Adams Central over Jay County and South Adams. So not crazy surprising. Let's see any upsets.
Let me go to my track wrestling, my handy dandy track wrestling account.
No one really, no big upsets. I think heavyweight and 190 were probably the bigger weights, or the tougher ones. Trevor Curry over Bryce Wink, 5-4. They're going to be battling out the next couple weeks. Wank was at 215 most of the season. I know he just dropped down. And then Juan Cruz over Zach Worm, 3-0. Cruz, I know, missed a little bit of time. Worm did too. So that's going to be one. They're going to be battling it out all through the state series. Let's see. Did you know Union Modoc? I don't even know if that's Modoc City or whatever. They have a team this year, but Randolph Southern does not have a team. Someone added that.
Really?
Yeah. So Union, which is out in the same area of the vast wasteland of East Central Indiana. If you could, I do not know where that is, but they have a few kids out for the team this year. So, or they had one at their conference. So the SAC Snyder won.
That's tough.
Yeah.
If you had like one person, like the teams that have like not that many like kids, like when you have like 4 kids on your team, like that's like, do you have to go to practice every day still?
Yeah.
Like how does that, like, man, that's crazy. I've never on a team with like less than, I think, like probably 28 kids was probably the lowest we ever had. But that'd be crazy. I mean, I don't know if there was like one kid is there really one kid on that team? Or you think it was just
someone said that they have 2 boys and 2 kids and one's a girl. So
nice. Well, hopefully in a couple years it'll be a 1A state. Build the program up.
Yeah, that's what that's what happened with Cowan. I mean, they got a pretty good coach. That doesn't hurt with a couple kids. But yeah. The SAC, the Summit Athletic Conference, no big upsets there. Snyder won. Just double checking to make sure I don't see any guys. Any upsets? Jelante Hinton's actually going into state series undefeated since his buddy from Concordia graduated.
Man, they had some wars, right?
Yeah. The Northeast 8 had some pretty good wrestling there. I guess we can focus a little bit on there. Belmont by 21 over New Haven. East Noble was 3rd. So that one had Ocampo over Ian Berry. Keelan Fuller
Ian Berry had a nice win over the Garrett kid at some point.
Yeah, he had a good win over him Wednesday, and then ends up losing to Ocampo. So that's going to be an interesting. Weight at sectional and regional. Campo, Berry, McCartney, the 3 guys there, and there's a couple others pretty solid wrestlers. Keelan Fuller at 113 over Carrington Cooper. Cooper has wrestled a lot 20 this year, and down to 113. He's pretty solid, so that should be the 2 guys that are going to be wrestling a lot.
Yeah, I think that's when they move those guys down. Ocampo, Carrington Cooper. I think Roca also was at 26. I think that was a pretty strong move for those guys.
Yeah, Roca over Sean Harris. Henry Farreau over Hunter Douglas for third. So Douglas got third. I know he's had some injuries. Last year he was pretty close to being undefeated if he wasn't undefeated at this point. So that's a good win for Belmont freshmen. Belmont and Norwell will be battling out sectional and regional. Roca and Harris will be a sectional, their same sectional. So got some.
That's a good.
Yeah,
that's a good top four there.
Yeah, that's a real good one. 126, Nolan Butcher, freshman from Leo, decided that he would play spoiler as a 4 seed, beat Drew Walden and Jason Prow in the same day. So congrats to him, kind of turning on at the right time.
That's a good win over Drew. Drew's real tough. I mean, I think some of his losses were out of state. I think the majority of his losses before they were out of state.
Yeah.
Returning state qualifier. So that's a really good win for Butcher.
Yeah. As you say that, I was going to say it before I forget. If you'll notice, there are some added losses to some wrestlers' profiles. I did not get the Defiance ones where DeKalb was, but I will probably add those soon. But the out-of-state losses are now added to their profiles, so you guys can check those out. You should be able to figure out which ones are from out of state. But
yeah, we were just talking on the pre-show about like a little 45-minute pre-show, filling some rumors, talking some crazy talk. Man, Braylon Reynolds has some really tough losses.
Yeah, go to his profile. Jeez, he's ranked 4th in the state right now. I'm going to pull him up just so I don't miss any. And he has just brutal.
Well, he has 6 losses.
8
losses.
8 losses right now. He's ranked 4th in the state, has 8 losses.
Okay.
How many times have you ranked someone with 8 losses 4th in the state?
Yeah, he has 2 losses to Landon Hawkins, both incredibly tight matches. A loss to Schaefer, 2 losses to Rio, right?
Yeah.
And then 2 losses to this kid from Mount Carmel who's pretty good, Seth Mendoza.
Yeah, ranked like top 2 or 3 in the country.
Yep. And then a loss to a kid from, what'd you say, Oklahoma?
Yeah, Edmond North, Oklahoma, which is one of the best teams there. Yeah.
Yep. So he's what they like to call battle tested.
Yeah. If he has any confidence left.
And I'm sure because he has to probably wrestle a tough wrestle off in his room every day with a returning state medalist.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, that's impressive. And I was like, wow. He's wrestling. I mean, that's a brutal, schedule right there. And you're ranked 4th in the state with 8 losses. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, we don't do the old ranking them by record, but I think he's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's will he be there at the end? Who knows? But I think he's deserved that.
Yeah,
and he's had incredible off seasons.
Yeah, so yeah, he's pretty impressive. So
back to the Northeast State, 132.
Braden Klauser wins 132. Chase Benning at 138, 144. Sam Wolpert, another big upset. Riley Biddle of East Noble, sophomore, beats Luke Toish. Dealt him his first loss, and then
I thought Riley Biddle had a really good Spartan Classic too.
Yeah, I was gonna look and see what. Yeah, Biddle beat. He also beat. Oh no, he beat Blake Luganbill, who I assume he beat him earlier in the year. So pretty solid. Aiden Elkins from New Haven was 3rd over Luganbill, so that's a pretty solid weight class. And Deutsch almost lost to Elkins. It was 11-10, I believe. Let's see what it says. Yeah, he got a late reversal, 25 seconds left to win it. So,
those are exciting matches.
Yep.
Like to score points.
So let's see what 157. Let's pull up the brackets. That's a lot easier.
Gavin Davis.
Yep, Gavin Davis wasn't getting paid by the hour, so he's pretty good at wrestling even with a bum wing. Duke Myers at 165 majored Cody Cox from Norwell. And Dominic Dunn, who I think he's in the rankings or is was
He
close.
was. He was in the rankings. Or he was right there on the outskirts. He might.
Yeah.
I know. We won't be doing the top 30 in some of those weights anymore, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry. I gypped you guys of a top 30 last week.
So, yeah. Then 175, Xavier Palacios from Belmont. 190, Eli Coleman. It's kind of cool over Cole Mendez. Good win for him. 8-2. Coleman is undefeated currently at 190, so that's going to be a good one for Leo. Then 215, Keegan Martin. Another one. He spent just over 2 minutes on the mat.
Julia Hoyt, doing some good work in there, giving people the discounts on the hotels, man. I love it. Thank you for the Evansville.
Nice. I'm going to have to bookmark that. And then 285 in the real good weight class, Isaiah Coleman beat James Hartleroad 7-3. That was a good weight class. Charles McGrant from New Haven was the 3 seed, gets beat by Grady Baker from Belmont, who's had some good wins and some solid matches. Vincent Park was 3rd. So yeah, real good weight class. Park and DeGrant, Grant 3 seed ends up 5th. So
Isaiah Coleman's beat Hartleroad a couple times this year.
Yeah.
His one loss is to I believe the backup heavyweight from Penn.
Yes. Yeah, he lost at the Mild Bill Kerbal. So, yeah. So that's a good conference there. Always a pretty solid conference. Used to be better with some other teams there. The Southern Indiana Athletic Conference. There's Mater Dei. Evansville North was 2nd. Good tournament for them. Jasper was 3rd. Anything surprising there? You would probably know more about this than I would.
I thought there was a good match at 113. Caleb Schaefer and Caleb Reed. I know Caleb Reed, real tough senior. Schaefer pinned him at 133. Henderson, we got to see at Team State, was wrestling really well. Took an injury to fault in the finals. 24-0. He had a really good Team State.
Yeah.
That was a guy, probably one of the guys that had probably one of the best days there. Schaefer, by fall, let's see. Landon Horning over Cam Bauman. That's a pretty good match. 6-2.
You want to fan over?
Oh, Caleb, that's a good match right there, too. Those are 2 guys. Bonbarger got his first loss, 31-01. So I think he was in the rankings, or was right on the outside of the rankings. Had a real good freshman, sophomore.
Yep. Let's see who else. A couple guys took their first losses there. Matthew Pengram. Evansville North. I mean, it's almost a duel between Mater Dei and North in the finals. Austin Bell. I'm just looking at records, and Tyson Rui from Jasper having a good junior year. Evan Norndorf, of Jasper. Michael Green, I know they said he's like a first-year wrestler. He was undefeated up until then.
Wow.
So it's not. I mean, first-year wrestler. They might take some losses, but they're gonna get better every time they're on the mat, which is kind of scary.
When's the last time Mater Dei lost that tournament? When's the last time Mater Dei wasn't a conference champ?
Probably about 2010s ish when Castle had their really good teams.
I mean, there was a couple years Wrights was really good, right?
Yeah, I don't think Wrights ever beat them though. I think they were close. They might have beat them at conference. I don't think they beat them in a dual. We need hook and half for confirmation.
There was 1 year where Wrights had 6 guys. I felt like medal, right?
Yeah.
5 guys medal.
Yeah.
Like those Tyler Ferguson years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was Coach's son, and they had quite a bit of hammers there. I'd have to go back and check. The NECC, Garrett ran away with it. Let's see, any crazy results? Ryan Kokendorfer of Garrett at 126 over Cameron Lattimore gave him his first loss. Lincoln Carter over Dallas Davidson in overtime. Matt Sen was 3rd. Pretty good weight class at 138.
It's a really good weight.
Uh,
I think Carter's tough.
yeah, Brody Hagwood over Ethan Fikes 6-0. Brock Hagwood over Blake Denman 5-0. So some, and that Porter Kleberg from at 150, freshman from Central Noble's pretty solid. Got third. Tegan Klaus over Damian Duncan. Let's see. Jericho Jackson, his dad Jimmy Jackson, is one of the top fans of IndianaMat, so gotta give a shout out to him. He likes things in alphabetical order. He knows a lot about the alphabet.
Nice.
Chase Leach over Matt Levitz, major 9-1. They've wrestled a couple times already. Brecken Moran, that's Reeve Muncie's cousin, right?
Yeah, you told me that when he wrestled
Vinny.
Vinny Freeman, yeah.
Yeah, so he beat Chris Newby from Garrett. Jackson Copus of Central Noble over Aiden Hunt. Copus, he seems like he's been around forever. I remember seeing him as a freshman and getting a big upset, making the ticket round, and I'm like, man, this kid's gonna be good. And it seems like he's been around for a while. Hopefully he can punch his ticket this year. Then Jacob Reynolds over Trey Hennian. So, Angola producing another big heavyweight. Garrett, Poppy getting his first heavyweight conference champ. So maybe not his first.
That's his first one?
I don't know. Maybe Hathaway might have won it. But this is a good one too. So, so Garrett ran away with that. Any other...
The NIC?
Yeah, the NIC. Where's that at? I'm looking at that was on the week before. I gotta go to the week before. The NIC is that'd be Mishawaka Marion and stuff, wouldn't it?
Penn.
Yeah, Penn. There we go. So Penn over Elkhart. South Bend Riley was third. New Prairie was fourth. Cole Carper,
South
Jim.
Bend really kind of having a sneaky good year, right?
Who do you say?
South Bend Riley.
Yeah, they finishing third there over New Prairie and Jimtown, and that's kind of a weird conference. I know the South Bend schools. We were talking about it on the one topic. They've really fallen off, and I was looking through some records and stuff, and I'm like, wow, they really have just.
Well, I think they're about to close some of these schools too, right? Some of the, I think they're consolidating some of the South Bend schools.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, and I don't think it just seems like all their athletics, from what I've gathered, are kind of
like who is Clay? Clay's getting closed, right?
I think so. Yeah. So,
Washington, maybe. I thought they were closing two of them.
Yeah, I don't know what. It's kind of, man, you're thinking about 10 years ago, 10, 12, 15 years ago. I mean, you're thinking of Al Smith, seeing Clay and Adams and Riley just having a bunch of really good wrestlers, and it's.
Well, even what was it, like LaSalle, like in the late 90s, like had some really good guys helping LaSalle.
South Bend LaSalle. Yeah.
Yeah, like Washington had some guys, like the Bus, like Isaiah McDaniels and those guys.
Yeah. It's kind of.
Honestly, I think like losing that Michiana wrestling club where a lot of those guys were training at one point, I think really hurt. Like you'd see those guys with those like bright neon, shirts where those guys were all training together.
Yeah, that's huge, and getting those kids. And also seems kind of like what's happened up in Fort Wayne a little bit is you've had a lot of turnover in coaches. Obviously, like Bill Flatt's been there since forever and stuff, but there's also been some turnover at like Clay and that. And when you start having turnover, you start losing kids and stuff.
I think some open enrollment stuff. I think I forgot I was just talking. It wasn't even about wrestling. They're saying like some of the school districting is like tough because of the open enrollment. Like some teams are gone. Congratulations to Heather Crawl, man. Still undefeated, Heather Crawl.
Yes, she is. So yeah,
I'm really hoping that Crawl or Ocampo, because it's looking like they're going to sanction girls wrestling, which I think would be great. But once they do that, it's going to be no more competing with the boys, and this will be the last shot to get a female state medalist. So
yeah, that'd be kind of crazy. So Yeah, it's interesting what's going on. I'd love to. I mean, I know enough that it's not looking good for the South Bend schools, and props to like Coach Flatt and the other coaches there that are, putting in the time and working their butts off to just try to keep everything alive and going, and that's not easy when you're fighting, just an uphill battle like they are. And
Yeah.
And I don't think really any of their. I mean, from what I've gathered from talking to a couple people, it's like all their athletics are just like they aren't good at football. None of those city schools there are good at football. They're not good at basketball. They're just kind of going to the wayside with all of their athletic teams.
Clay used to be really good at football a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
When they had Shakir, was it Shakir Carr?
Yeah.
The man that stopped Sean Streck from being a 4-time Al Smith champ.
That's crazy. So 106, Cole Carper, Jimtown.
I thought he looked really good at the Al Smith.
Yeah.
I thought he wrestled really well.
Yep, he won over Jesus Vargas from Penn, senior. Caleb Halfacre over Jaden Fleming at one.
A big win for Halfacre over Brady Harper. I think it was a default. He ended up defaulting out of the tournament, but they said it was a really good match back and forth. A late reversal. I think he had taken the lead, and then Harper ended up injury defaulting. But
yeah.
I know that was a guy that they spoke really high up, said he worked really hard this summer at Midwest. And, finally starting to hit that stride.
Yeah, no, I thought that was in the finals. That's what I was trying to. I was like, whoa, I thought that was there. Schmittendorf over Brody King. Aiden Hartman was third.
Did Aiden Hartman win this last year? I know he had a really good run at some point. Was it sectional?
He won sectional and regional. He had a pretty solid. I mean, he was in a decent spot at semi-state, but I don't think he won. I think he had probably about 7 or 8 losses going into. But he turned it on at the right time. Dylan Bennett, 126. Angelo Vargo over Walter Drews from Glenn. I was thinking, there's Cameron Dews over Jake Petras. It's like Walter Drews and Cameron Dews. Hyvert broke the takedown record. He only majored Cohen Lundy, so I'm sure he had some extra sprints after that one. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know they said that it was it Brett Miles from Yorktown had it? He was the Alabama kid.
Brad and what was that was Brad and something. Yeah,
but that's kind of where I mean. I don't know if that's like a universal stat, but that's what they went with, and he just broke it. And I think this is the new takedown record. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's pretty good. I mean, I think we were talking about it a little bit through text. I'd love to see him in some of those bigger tournaments. He's probably good enough to wrestle in some of those national tournaments.
Oh,
he petitioned for some of those like singular at large things. I don't know if that's something New Prairie does, but I would like to see him possibly hit an Ironman or something like that.
Oh yeah, definitely would love to see. I mean, New Prairie has a real good team. I'd like to see them at Al Smith. They were there for a long time, back when Yay Daddy used to wrestle in the olden days on the horsehair mats.
Yeah. So. And I think New Prairie and I think Mishawaka have a good relationship. Steve was coached by Chris. I think they're pretty good. Mm-hmm. Chris is an assistant there. Steve's obviously the head coach at Mishawaka. I'd love to see, some of those guys over there and wrestling. And I mean, 44 would have been good with Reese Courtney. That was a semifinal match last year. Courtney and Hyvert possibly with Arbery in the mix, who had a really good Al Smith.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be good to see them there. I definitely would be.
We have not done sectional yet. We'll probably wait till the brackets come out just so we know where everyone's at.
Yeah.
And then kind of talk about it through that. But until all that gets released, we're just guessing.
Yeah, we're going over last week's stuff and some other stuff. Jaden Lewis at 150. Brandon Whitcar over Christopher Scott at 157. 65, Marquise Young. South Bend Riley. He's had a pretty good season. He's lost twice. I know 2 of his losses are to Duke Myers. I assume
I'm
most.
like right out, right?
Yeah. So he's gonna be one to keep an eye on at 165. Zamarian Holyfield, one's at one.
Good to see him back on the mat. I know he was injured at the Harvest Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Was out. Mason Colbelt had a really good win over Lavish Detweiler early on, and then Detweiler came back and beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Caden Paradis, really good also from New Prairie, 33 and 4. So that's a pretty good weight.
Yeah.
Jeremy Scales.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid weight. 190, Vinny Freeman over Aiden Ziegler.
This is where Vinny Freeman starts turning it up, right?
Yeah.
I think last year they were like, oh man, like he's adjusting to the weight. And not that he's having a bad year, 26 and 2. I think both of his losses were out of state also.
Oh, that would have been that. Yeah. I was going to say.
And Ohio.
Yeah.
And then, but, like he's a guy that's going to be in the mix. Dude, ultra athletic, explosive, real slick on his feet. That's a guy that can make a really deep run.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think there's a lot of – it's hard to get guys that move like that, like to get the feel. If you haven't wrestled them and you haven't seen them, it can be difficult.
It's hard to prepare for, something like that. You can't
I think that was
simulate speed.
not that he's Jalen Robinson, but I remember people used to say, oh, we're game planning for him. I was like, man, I don't know if you have a guy that closes distance like that with the speed and explosiveness. But
Speed, strength, explosiveness, all that. Yeah. Good luck game playing for Jalen Robinson. Go wrestle a Barry. That's about the only way you can do that.
Yeah. Malachi Evans really stepped in that lineup, has done a really good job. Kind of had that breakout at Al Smith, won the conference. I know he's a little bit undersized for that weight, but Penn's got a lot of underclassmen. They're gonna be pretty solid.
Yeah.
Next year too.
Brody Brown at 285 over Christian Johnson.
Tiebreakers.
Ooh, exciting. Let's see. Let's go to, I guess the other big one was the Northern Lakes. And a pretty good team race there. Plymouth won over Northwood. And then Mishawaka was third. I think Mishawaka won the duels. And there's 8 points separating first through third. So that's quite a bit of, pretty close race there. All three of those teams have had some pretty good years. So good to see a good race there. Majo Chantia over Brody Blevins.
Chanty.
Yeah,
he's good, man. He's really good.
Yeah, 36 and 2 senior. He's gonna make a pretty deep run. Salazar.
We were kind of saying it a little bit, like on the pre-show, looking at some of the rankings and what we had the records in. Like, and you're looking at the losses. Like, we've seen a lot of those losses at Al Smith.
Yeah.
We've seen both the Chanty's losses. We've seen both of, or probably all three of Caleb Salazar's losses there to the Swarthwood,
Yeah, that's a tough one. Salazar over Hinkle. Bryce McNeese Warsaw over Luke Stuckman for third. That's a pretty good weight class there.
Yeah, it is.
Elias Garza over Josh Kite, 6'4". Will Hahn over Cameron Center. Center was a state qualifier last year. Another good one. Grayson Beasley Northridge over Seth Wright.
Man, I hadn't seen anything about Beasley. I thought Beasley was pretty good, 27 and 1.
Yeah.
He got tech fall. Seth Wright's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good win. Do you know where his loss is to?
I do not.
Well, we're gonna have to figure that out. Let's see if they have have anything there. Oh, he lost to Caleb Calise from Lafayette Jeff. November 18th. So that was a while ago. That doesn't sound right. Let's see, what's it? Oh, that would have been at the Mike Atwood Invitational. Good dude.
Oh, yeah, that's all on track too.
Yeah.
Wesley Smith, 37 and 1. Only lost Clinton Shepard, 23-second fall.
Yep. Czar Walker over Fireball. That's a good name.
Yeah, it is.
Caden Smith over Drew Ginter. Bo Brabender over Aaron Ross. Brabender's having a pretty good season.
Yeah, really good season.
Will Kendi over Jonathan Flores. Leish Detweiler over Austin Parks. Donovan Blair over Trey Dunning. 6'5", that's a good match. Cameron Kaufman over, it's a pretty solid way, over, gave Travis Hanke his first loss from Northridge.
Yeah, he took a weird loss a couple weeks ago too, Cameron Kaufman. I was really impressed with him at Al Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He's he's definitely one of those guys that is not afraid to go big.
Yeah. He's from Benton Central. Oh. Well, he's listed as... He must have transferred. Kalizis.
Oh, I know who that. Okay, I was going to say that name sounded familiar. I know who that is.
Is that... Why do I have him as... There. Okay.
He's been at Benton Central for... I just put the wrong one. He's good.
Hopefully. Well, we fixed that. We will fix that on the fly here. Thank you for that information there, Mr. Spikes. And then heavyweight, Anthony Poppy. Not sporting the mustache this year. I'm pretty disappointed in him.
I think if he brings that mustache back, definitely to the semifinals.
Yes. Oh, great. We have 2 Caleb Kalizas. Great. Come on, man.
That's exciting. When you get like 2 of the same name, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's doing the same. We just didn't have the right profile. So, yeah. We're fixed now. We deleted the one that had no results or anything. So, we're all good. Yeah, so good tournament there. NLC, pretty solid really good conference, top to bottom. Wawasee was 6th. Warsaw has a pretty solid team. They're 7th, and Concord, they're pretty even teams, and I think that's I believe Mishawaka they left the NIC a year or 2 ago, and that's a real solid conference, just top to bottom. I think probably with, if looking at it from wrestling wise, also I'm sure the other sports it's fairly competitive. So yeah. So let's see. Anything else from last week? I don't think there was anything big. Anything else?
I missed some conference stuff, but I know they did like the JV duels. I know they they did.
We need to do our annual.
Right.
We got to talk about Crown Point. Jamie wants to talk about Crown Point. Crown Point Mount Carmel match. That was a.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah. Oh man, we didn't even update that result. That was a real good match. Let me see.
Crown Point took it to the chalkboard, wrote it up, like, hey, we're gonna do these bumps, and it worked out, man. It doesn't always work out like that, but they had some guys jump up a level, and pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was a real good match. Yeah, definitely that's a significant match. Started off Landon Hawkins and Evan Stanley went to tiebreakers.
Yeah, Hawkins was a late takedown. Got awarded like as time was expiring.
Yeah.
Went to ride out, so it went like 0-0 first, right?
Yep.
Hawkins got hit. They both got hit for a double stall at some point. They double stall them in Illinois too, man. It's not an Indiana thing. Hawkins gets hit for a stall on bottom. So it's 1-0 Stanley. Third period, Stanley's choice. He goes underneath. Hawkins stands him up. 2-0. Gets a takedown with like 5 seconds left.
It might have been less than. It might have been like 2 or 1. It was real close. But yeah, ties
0-0. Yeah, 0-0 through the first overtime. Goes to ride outs. Hawkins rides on the 430, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hawkins goes underneath. Kind of ran out of bounds. They hit him for like a flea in the mat. I mean, is that what it was? They hit him for flea in the mat there?
Yeah. He had the leg up in the air, and they're right. I mean, he wasn't gonna fit it. It was a weird position. I mean, it's one of those places where the ref had. We've talked about it before this year. The ref's gonna have to make a call, and it's probably not gonna make anybody happy. And it was kind of one of those positions where I'm looking at it like, I don't know if he had much choice to do. He wasn't going to return him,
Yeah.
but he was trying to get him out of bounds probably quicker so he didn't get dinged for the stall for not returning him.
Do you think, yeah, like, and that's what I asked. Someone had asked me, like, oh, that was a terrible flea in the mat call. And I was like, but he probably could have dinged him for a stall there.
Yeah.
Like, same result. You still get the point.
Yeah.
So then Stanley stands him up. So now Hawkins is up 4-2, and then doesn't get the takedown. So Hawkins wins 4-2 in OT.
Yeah. Real good match. And that was, that was a good bump. And we kind of figured it out that they had a little bit more of a Crown Point had a little bit more of a cushion if they bumped, and obviously that cushion could go away real quick if you lose a match that you were kind of hoping expecting to win.
But I think in that one you're looking at it if like we talked about Seth Mendoza a little bit on here. Seth wrecked Landon at Iron Man. I know they trained together. Like, it wasn't close, and I thought it was going to be close. And I thought if they wrestle again, I think it'd be closer. It could be closer. But, like, you're essentially saying, hey, man, like, we're going to try to – and Evan beat Sonny at the Carnahan by major. So, like, you're trying to, like, save points, right?
Yeah.
At least you end up taking a match there.
Yeah. And then Sonny, again, same kind of scenario, got a late takedown in the –
against Resendez.
Yeah, against Resendez, was losing pretty much the whole match. Got a takedown with about 5 seconds to go. Or about, I think about 10, 15 seconds to go. And then won. I don't know. How did he win there? I can't remember because I have it as 6-5.
I thought he got a takedown in OT.
Yeah, I think he got takedown. I don't think that's the right score. Yeah, he got takedown. That makes sense. So yeah, and Clint Shepard.
Crown Point kid, so Battle of Crown Point there.
Yeah.
I think Sonny wrestles really well when he gets on his offense. Like when he gets to a leg, he generally finishes. It's just kind of getting him into that more of attack mode.
Yeah, yeah. When he shot the couple times he shot against Resendez, he took him down. It was like, whoa, here we go. This is gonna, Resendez I think got a couple takedowns early, and then it's like, okay, this might start to get kind of ugly, and then Sonny kind of did his thing, got in a couple takedowns, and ends up winning. Shepard over Acuna by just a decision. That one we were kind of expecting to maybe be some bonus points.
Yeah, Acuna wrestled tough. Wrestling really tough. I thought he controlled the ties pretty well. I think Shep's probably walking around at 138. I mean, Acuna looked bigger. Mm-hmm. Also another Indiana kid, so.
Yeah. Then Captor, big win right there over Liam Kelly. Right there. I mean, once, winning those first 2 overtime matches, if you don't think there's momentum in dual meets, I mean, you start about right where they need to start, and they won 2 real close matches, and then it kind of just started to, you knew after those first 2, it was like, oh, this could get ugly real quick, and Captor with a real good win over a really good Liam Kelly. So
yeah, I mean, it looked like most of Mount Carmel's guys were ranked in Illinois. A lot of them top 5.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's not good rankings.
Maybe. They packed the house again over there.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the pictures. I ended up not going. Then at 150, that was 150. At 57, Enright looked really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he ended up getting a tech fall over Van Tichel.
Yeah, he teched Van Tichel, which is not an easy thing to do.
No. Just a real, kind of body style, weirdly match up. Enright's super tall and lanky, real good with the cradle. Looked really good. He wrestled really well. He had an awesome, I think Joe Stanley sent me his, because what they did that week. Hold on, let me go back to that. I mean, I know we're not an Illinois show, but still ultra impressive. Enright beat Griffin, then he beat Dean Hamody's brother, beat Jimmy Masty, Will Denny, and Harrison Condor. Masty and Denny are 2 of the top ranked guys in Illinois.
Yeah, Masty's real good. He's I don't know if he placed it. He 2 years ago he came in as a 7th grader and at 138, 145 ish, whatever, and won 4 or 5 matches. he's pretty tough. I know
Yeah.
that name because he was a petition, and I was like, ooh, this guy's kind of he's real good. Yeah.
And obviously, like if you watch college wrestling, you know Dean Hamney's family's pretty good.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, then so Mount Carmel got on the board, and then you had your stopper with Reinhardt. That's a nice little stopper to have. He pinned Michael Baca. And
I think that was wrong. I don't think it was Baca. I think it was that like Hotch. What's his name? Like Hotchsteller or something.
Okay, it might have been Hotch. Yeah. There's
Micah Baca's an Indiana kid also, but I don't believe it was Micah Baca.
Then 175, Colin Kelly over Aiden.
He's their stopper, right?
Yeah. So they traded pins. Colin Kelly over Aiden White. Huge match at 190. Austin Reading, William Jacobson. They didn't wrestle Breen. So I was thinking they were going to bump Breen up. And Jacobson was kind of controlling the match. And Reading locked up a tight cradle. A super tight cradle. And I was like, oh, this is going to... And he ended up getting the pin. I mean, he had a lot of time. It was like, this is not... And that was huge. That's easily a 9-point swing. That was not going to be a pin. And
no.
He ended up...
He definitely a weird spot, too.
Yeah.
And just manned it over. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But you're right, momentum, and then...
yeah.
Then they raised Will's hand.
Then Paul Clark didn't mess around. And after that was... I mean, the duel was over at that point. Cavill Moore over Tegan Newell, majored him.
Which is crazy. I believe, dude, I'm 100% positive. Not even I believe, I'm 100% positive. Newell majored him.
Yeah.
I think he beat him 13-4.
Yep. Then Justin Williamson over Gavin Lewis. The battle for
a little bit of bad blood there. Yeah. I heard there's a little bit of bad blood going on there. They got into it pretty chippy at the Carnahan. Come from the same town. They might both still live there. Who knows?
The brick road's mean, man. The mean streets of the brick road.
Justin Williamson got dibs on the first in line at Lincoln's now. But yeah, no, huge win for Williamson. That was really cool. He seems like a really nice kid. I guess if you're gonna salvage out, if you guys are gonna if they're gonna lose a duel, and then, but that's a huge win for that kid.
Yep. Gendris, Tech Fall, he's wrestling really well. And then
we were getting a little transitive property wrestling stuff. He wrestled a guy, he beat a guy that barely beat that guy, so it'd be a close match. I said, man, Gavin Gendris might be wrestling the best in the state right now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Hybert this year. I mean, would he have 330 takedowns? What is it, 350 takedowns?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot. He had more takedowns this season. He had more takedowns probably half this season than I had in my career, probably. But, man, that's a lot of takedowns. Yeah. But if you're – so I haven't seen him, but the rest of the schedule that Gavin Gendris wrestles, to be wrestling at the level he's wrestling at right now with the confidence he's wrestling with, I think he's wrestling the best in the state.
Yeah, he is. He's wrestling real well.
And then they raised Seth Mendoza's hand. A little gamesmanship. I think that they were upset that they raised Will's hand, and then they raised Seth's hand, and you go there.
Okay, some other good duels. I'm kind of pulling them up right now. Brownsburg beat Perry Meridian 68-4, which is pretty impressive. Sear Goodwise the only win for Perry. No Hurai Leon. Derringer over Zach Huckabee. Gunnar Henry over Jalen Young. Forrester over McClure. Brewer over Dale. So, that's a good one. Terre Haute South won Terre Haute over the North, 65-12. Can't forget to talk about Terre Haute.
Yeah, they're pretty good, man. They close out really good.
Yeah.
Big win there for James Hastings over Cooper McCloy.
Yeah, that's a good win. They'll probably be battling it out, sectional and regional. Man, that's like really small. Indianapolis Cathedral 28-27 over Roncalli. Some real good matches there. Shutley over Bismeyer. Blake Getz over Nathan Reyes. Let's see what else. Plantico over Owen Reyes. Tyler Lavin over Will May. Let's see.
It's a good win for Tyler Lavin.
Yeah. It's MJ Morton is now wrestling for Ron Colley over Jacob Baki. Jose Smith via DQ, which I don't know how that was a DQ. I don't know what the DQ was, but that's huge because I'd end up winning them the duel. Let's see. Warren Central over... Oh, we don't have the result for that, so never mind. Avon over... Or Center Grove over Avon 52-15. Luke Rio over Dom Brown 5-2. Eddie Goss over Quentin Sheff 3-0. William Vander Lugarten over Cesarea 6-2.
That's a good win for Vander Lugarten.
Yeah, he's
I don't know if I say his name, but it sounds cool when I say it like that.
Any other? Tyler Schott 1-0 over Joseph Orzander.
They said that he's huge, man. I hope he makes it to the States so I can see this guy.
Oh, I got a picture. Mr. Forrester sent me a picture of him. He's big. He's big. He's a big dude. Let's see. Any other? I didn't see anybody. Any other big matchup? Oh, Brownsburg over Clumps East.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gibbs over Nate Anderson. Day over Cooper. Gunnar Henry over Colin McMahon. Tom Jessup over Eli Ogle. 6-4.
I think that's one I think we were talking about too. It'll be interesting to see what Brownsburg does at 6. Both those guys are pretty good. Tyler Jessup was really good to beat Eli Ogle in overtime. Kind of shows the depth that Brownsburg has there. Not Mason Day, but Cash Mays has had a real good year also. Yeah. And I also wanted to post like, oh man, how good do you think Crown Point and Brownsburg's JVs would do if they were in the state tournament? And off top, both of them have a state medalist on the backup list right now. Yeah. So, I mean that's an easy one. That's a kind of like hey, I'll take the layup of Logan Haney got a medal last year at 106. Haynes has a medal from 126 last year. Like those are two guys that are both there, you know.
Yeah. So, Gage Rutan over Preston Haynes in injury time. Parker Reynolds over Caleb Cooper.
What happened in the heavyweight match was borderline criminal.
Yeah, I'd like to. I don't know what happened in that. I would definitely be interested in hearing what happened in the most unbiased way possible.
Yeah, like most don't like say like someone did something like terrible, pulled a knife on someone.
Yeah.
But if it was...
Let's see. I know Cathedral usually has stuff in track, so I don't know what if that will show anything. JV state duels were this weekend. We'll talk about that in a second. I just want to see what this score sheet says. Oh, stalling.
Stall them out.
It looks like
you don't get a lot of stalled out of the matches, right?
Yeah, he got stalled out with man. Yeah, he got stalled out late. I mean, it was in the third period, so I don't know what time it was, how much time was left, but it was in the third period where Jose had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 takedowns. So I'm not gonna say Jose is slow by any means, but
nice. Harden is in the bracket. That's exciting.
Oh, 2 seconds. Yep.
Dang.
Man, I'm gonna watch the mid-state bye. See ya.
That's Indian Creek.
Yeah.
We gotta get some Indian Creek results, man.
For stalling out. Yeah, nice. So stall calls. Okay, that makes sense. That's crazy. Not a fun way to lose a match. JV state duels. Always kind of interesting to see how that shakes out. Brownsburg has a pretty good JV team. Brownsburg Center Grove in the finals. Brownsburg beat North Central, Warren Central, or Columbus East, and Fishers pretty handily. Then 33-24 over Center Grove in the finals. Let's see. I don't know if there's any big matches that you saw there. Eli Ogle over Daniel LaRocca. I know LaRocca we thought he might be a varsity guy for them this year.
It's tough. And Noah Fugate at heavyweight's pretty good for Brownsburg also. There's probably some other guys that they probably could have worked onto the squads too that are probably like borderline, varsity guys.
So
we're not doing any sectional talk tonight.
Yeah, we're not talking about any of the sectionals because we don't have any brackets, so it's gonna be hard to talk about sectionals. So so JV state duels, real good event to kind of see. Kind of go back, next year when you're trying to fill in some rankings to see some results and see where guys kind of lined up.
I think you'll see a lot of those guys at the freshman sophomore state, guys that are backups in some of the bigger squads that that's just the nature of it. Sometimes you just can't get in, like you just can't get into the lineup. And at some of the smaller schools, maybe it's a little bit easier. They're spaced out a little bit better, but I'm willing to bet like Haynes or like Haney would probably be varsity at a lot of schools. He was 7th last year.
Yeah. There we go. We can make that bigger. Maybe. Let's see. There we go. It's awesome. Okay, so anything else we want to talk about from last week? We got a couple rankings to go over. Some class rankings. We got time to do that, don't we?
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of time for that. Yeah, we got to do seniors first.
We'll do the class of 2024. Let's see if I can pull this up. And we'll see if we can pull this up. I did. And there we go. Let's move this up a little bit. Now you guys can see the whole... Oh, geez. I don't have Mike. Hello, Mike. Hold on. Apply. You there, Mike?
We were just talking about the sectional.
There we go.
You got me as Brandon Razzo.
I know.
I'm sorry, Shayna. Like, we weren't talking like actual sectional like stuff. We were just talking about the sectional. We weren't talking like actual like brackets or. We're looking for, like what we're looking for. I'm sorry.
So, here we go.
I'll use.
I think I need to. There we go. Okay. So we have our top seniors. Senior class is really kind of evenly paired, which is, I guess, is the best way to say it. No one's like put themselves like ahead of everybody. There's no one. A couple years ago when you have like Jesse and Zeke, obviously those are pretty easy to. Those two set themselves apart, and there's really no one. Honestly, this whole top 10, you can probably make a case for any of those guys to be number one. Got a lot of guys with a lot of good experience, so the only guys with state titles are, which is really, really rare. There's only 3 guys with state titles.
Will Clark has a state title, right?
Yeah. LaRocca and Lavelle.
Wow. And then, a couple of runners-up. Crazio was a runner-up. Courtney was a runner-up. Hunter May is a runner-up. Ison was a runner-up. Chacon was a runner-up. McConnell.
Hopefully that's
pretty good.
Yeah. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I don't know how to... Actually, hold on. Oh, no. Why do I want to do that? Yeah, so yeah, we got a lot of champs there. Hold on a second. Oops, right there. Let me explain. Do this. Oops. View. Zoom. There we go. Hey, that's better. So, yeah, so this is kind of what we have here. Yeah, consensus is Will Clark number 1. I think he was the one that placed at Fargo, state champ, two-time Ironman placer. After that, I mean, where do we go?
I think Crazier's wrestling really, really good right now. Yeah. Obviously, he's not a champ, but like just his performance at Ironman, his performance at Al Smith, I think he's wrestling incredibly well.
Yeah, that's a probably pretty easy number 2, just based on what he's doing right now and how he's been wrestling. Number 3, oh man, okay. Let me get these.
Number 3, now it gets a little bit tougher. I mean, you don't really even have as many like guys going for their 4th medal, right?
No.
Like Kyrell's been in the semis 3 times. It's pretty good.
I'm trying to get these in there. These are comments. No, there we go. That looks as good as we're gonna get it for now. Yeah, Larocca's lost. Lavelle's lost. In state.
I mean, Paul has not lost in state. He's been in the semis twice. I mean, he was real close to being under the lights last year.
Yeah.
I think if he was on the other side, I think that'd have been the state championship match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got Hunter May, 3 medals. Lavelle has 3 medals. They might be the only guys going for 4 medals this year, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
Tishner, man, we need like a voting thing. I mean, I would maybe go. I mean,
Kyrell, he won IPO this year, right?
Yeah, Lavelle's probably the one. I would probably go Lavelle, Clark.
Yeah.
And then probably Courtney than LaRocca. I think Courtney's having a little bit better season.
Yeah.
I think kind of recent. I honestly, this is like you're almost picking him out of a hat. You gotta have like Hunter May here. Ison was a Ironman placer.
Yep.
I would say probably Ison.
Yeah, I mean, he had a tough Friday night as a sophomore. He ran into a kid from Frankfurt, fired up, rematch of the Friday night the year before.
Yeah.
Elijah, I can't think of his last name right now. Yeah.
I can see his face.
I think.
Yeah. So, Hunter May, probably.
I mean, Preston Haynes, I think this is a pretty good, strong class. Preston Haynes lost his freshman year. I mean, he's been in the semis twice.
He's been in the final under the lights. Oh, man. This is Anthony. Yes, Elijah Anthony.
Yeah, Elijah Anthony. My fault.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
I could see his face. I just could not think of the name. Oh, man.
You got a lot of D1 guys here, right? I mean, both Clarks are going for football. Creja, Lavelle, Courtney, LaRocca. Is Hunter May come at it?
No, not that I know of. So
Duke Meyer.
Yeah, Duke Meyer's a D1 guy. Has 2 state medals. Man, I don't even this is whole. I would say 10.
Yeah.
Brabender. I would go.
Yeah, I think.
McConnell.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Jacoin.
Mason.
How many are we gonna do here? Because we could go forever. I mean, man, this is.
Yeah, I think Tony Woods had a real good summer. Pinola's solid. Was in semis last year. I mean, Betts two medals.
I would say probably kind of go based on what these are. Man, but we still have like Mosier, Brenton Russell, Dylan Graham, who has 2 state medals, lost a year.
Yeah,
For
Brady
injury.
Bird probably. I mean, he hasn't been to state yet. Mosier got 3 medals.
Mosier has 2 medals.
2 medals.
Man, this is.
Tischer got 2 medals. Lost to Goss that sophomore year.
Yeah. Man, these are all like. Yeah, Aramis McNutt, who I mean, he might have something to say.
Yeah, I was happy to see him back on the mat. I know he had missed some time.
Yeah.
Brenton Russell, if we're going with my favorite guys to watch, Brenton Russell's pretty exciting.
Yeah. We also have Jalen May sitting here at he was a semifinalist. He's back at one. Czar Walker, 2-time placer.
Going to University of Michigan.
Yeah, he's a D1 guy. Jelante Hinton's been to state 3 times. Ooh, you know who we don't have? Where's he at? Unless I missed it. Oh, Beck. There's Beck. I don't see
Brady Beck.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2 state medals. Having a good summer. Man, we can do 20. Who do you think would be your 17? Do you put in Mosier with semifinalist?
Yeah, probably.
Mosier.
I think, what? I mean, maybe Jalen May. Jalen May was a semifinalist 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 medals. He's going to be right in the mix to be right in the semifinals again this year. Czar Walker has had some really good wins throughout his career. He's tough. No one else with DeMarco, Jose Smith. DeMarco has 2 medals.
Yeah, DeMarco had a real tough match. DeMarco's probably the mix up there too. DeMarco, real tough ticket round match last year with David Maldonado, who ended up with Luke Rio's really good. Lost in the ticket round last year. He's had a real good season.
They might not be the final one, but I'm gonna put them up to the closer to the top. So,
I mean, Tony's good. Tony had a real good summer. Like I said,
Yeah.
Brenton Russell's one of my favorite guys to watch. Dylan Graham's a D1 guy.
Yeah. Tanner. Man. Yeah, Tishner's been, Graham was in the semis as a freshman. Brenton Russell, he was in the semis last year.
Brady Bird's undefeated, all bonus points. Washington High School. He's all American too, right?
Yeah, he was a
2-time
double.
All American.
Yeah. We'll do the next 5 or 10 after off the show. And it's a solid weight class from top to bottom. I mean, honestly, Broadbender's probably having one of the better seasons right now at 10, and you can kind of make he's been to state 3 times, so
Yeah.
I mean, you can make it on it. I mean, obviously Clark and Lavelle and them have won a title, but there's a lot of just really solid guys top to bottom, which made it hard after the first 2.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, this is just a lot. I mean, now you're like kind of, nitpicking and, but I think that's a really good. I mean, just a solid overall.
Yeah. So we'll go on to our pound for pound. Oh, you didn't do it, did you?
I did not do pound for pound. You're gonna see it on the fly right now.
Yeah, we're gonna do this on the ground on the fly, and this, I guess, it's just based on all their measuring everyone's resume together is the best thing to say, and it's So Hockaday won.
Yep, I 100% agree. I think Hockaday's number 1 guy right now.
Yeah. I'm going Dickman 2, based on national level stuff.
Yeah, it's tough to go past Dickman just because, that win over Don Moretto, I'm still that's such a good win. I think, I know people are going to we're talking Indiana, but man, I think that's one of those that, that dude's so good, and to get that win is great.
Yeah. Krija, that's number 1. He's super dominant right now. And
yeah,
I think that win over a top 5 guy at Ironman, I think that kind of that's a cherry on. That's what puts him over the Clark brothers. I mean, if he doesn't have that win, I would definitely put the Clark brothers below him.
I'd probably go Will ahead of him. I mean, Will went to Ironman, placed after a week of wrestling.
Yeah,
and he's placed there twice.
Yeah, so he has. I mean, he has a title versus not having a title. I guess that's a.
And the year before, he pinned the guy that won 195.
Yeah.
He's got a Fargo plaque, right? He got a stop sign.
He has a small one, but he has one. So, now we start getting a little bit dicier. For number 5, anyone in there that kind of I'm not. You got Paul, who's had a little bit, 2-time placer at Ironman. Thrain is undefeated.
Had
so
a
far.
huge win over Logan last year.
Yeah. Lavelle has 3 medals, going D1.
I think if Lavelle's in the mix for pound, I think you almost have to put Shepard in the mix too, right?
Yeah.
Fargo All-American, beat Ison twice.
Yeah. I have him right here, sitting, and this is just kind of those were me kind of. This is a little bit ago that I was putting those together, so that has definitely changed. So don't put my feet too much to the fire there. Ooh, man, I would probably go. I'd go Clark a little bit on national.
I think the hard part is that
there's Nate Rio in there too. Yeah, where's he at?
Yeah, Nate Rio. He's pretty good.
I would probably put Rio over Clark based on some national stuff.
Yeah.
Good call, Joe. I knew we probably would have seen him hit later and oh crap, we need to put him up higher. Then Paul. Oh man. Ison.
I think Gavin. I think Gavin Genders is wrestling one of the best in the state right now.
Yes, he is. He has a 2nd and a 5th place finish. I don't know if he's.
His only loss at the state finals are to Brownsburg.
Yeah.
One is avenged now.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. I mean, that's not a. Put him at 7. Let's reorder this. We gotta definitely probably put Thrain.
Yeah, I think Thrain's still up there. Thrain, I think it sucks that he doesn't wrestle the national events, but he's so good. He beat Logan Frazier, who was a nationally ranked guy last year, who's having a solid redshirt year at Virginia Tech.
Yeah. So then.
And you're in a wild wait. I mean, we'll see when the sectional brackets come out. But if he's at 26, I mean that's crazy. But I think if he's at 32, that's gonna be fireworks, man. It's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah. So we got Lavelle. You got Ison, Henry, Kressel, Hunter May. There's someone else I was thinking of. Yeah, Reinhardt in here.
He's probably over Kressel.
Yeah.
He beat Kressel heads up. And Courtney's still undefeated.
Yeah. You got also, I don't know if I have him on my list up here. Hybert.
Oh, yeah, Hybert's probably in the mix too.
Let me get him up to the top. Let's see anyone else down there. We'll do a top 20 here. Hybert, yeah, we got Hybert there. I would definitely put him in the top 20. Yeah, Ison placed at Ironman. I think placing an Ironman's huge, and I don't know if people understand how hard that is. And Gunnar Henry placed at Super 32.
Super 32. Yeah.
I would probably say Henry's a little bit better. Just I think he's more consistent.
Yeah.
I mean,
national
third.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have anyone that we would say that'd be over Ison there?
Well, I think he had beat him twice. Clinton Shepard has 2 wins over him this year.
Yeah,
and
we already have Shepard at 9.
Okay, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, I'm still looking at it. Over Ison? No, I think that's good. I think he's probably right there.
Yeah. Now, I would say, I mean, Hyvert was blood round to place at Fargo last year. Bollinger, pretty solid. I'm trying to think of anyone that we could
like national, like let's see national level stuff.
Reinhardt's the next one with some good, solid national level credentials.
Yeah, and he's been in the mix on some of those big tournaments too.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like Reinhardt, Hyvert, possibly.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that we're missing that's an All-American anywhere?
Not that I can tell. Bird might sound like we're slighting him, and he was at junior like 106. That's a little not as.
But
tough.
He still did it.
Yeah.
There's some guys. Yeah. Obviously, there's some guys that didn't. You know.
Yes, that one's a little bit harder to go. So then put Hyvert at 15.
Already at 15. I think he's probably. I think he could. Probably be in the mix. Bird would probably be, but he'd probably be in the lower end of that.
Yeah. Junior 100. So junior 100. Sarah, my friend Sarah corrected me. So that's
probably less junior 100s.
Yeah, there's not very many. So yeah, Hyvert at 15. Unless you see someone that we can put a little bit over there. Maybe I won't take her seat at state this year. She's still salty about that. Man, you take one person, move someone's camera, boy, they get salty real quick.
Man, what kind of camera was it? Was it one of the like disposable, like old school ones?
Pretty much, I think, something like that.
Stop, man. If she had that, that's gangster.
Yeah, she's part. She sounds like she's gangsta.
Schaefer 2/7, ranked number 1. He had a really good Super 32. I think he's pretty far down there.
Yeah, let's put him up. Let's put him at 20 for right now, just to get him bumped up. There we go. Man, that's we're getting. Yeah, he had ranked number 1. Oh man, that's tough. Where to put him exactly? Oh, it's Haynes. Oh, Mama Haynes the camera. Man, do you put Schaefer? I definitely would say he could fit in at 16 right there. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anyone that could be above him. Kind of if you guys aren't getting the gist, that national credentials will erase a couple of 7th place finishes. And not like he had bad losses at state.
No, he lost was it overtime or real time match to Ashton Jackson?
Yeah, like a tiebreaker overtime. That was nuts. He's right there, and he's in the semis there.
And then he lost to Tishner after that. Beat Tishner at Super 32.
Yeah. Let's say probably him then. Courtney.
Yeah.
Kind of McConnell. Haynes. Who are we going to put for number 20?
I told you Brady Bird, man.
Brady Bird.
Did he go double A too?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't know, like national stuff. I don't know if do we have another All-American in there?
I do not. Nothing at any of the major.
What about guys coming back? Where does VZ fit in there?
If VZ shows up this week, we'll put him in. Oh man, I'd probably put him.
What about when Crown Point gets that like secret out of state champion moving in to the district?
We'll do that when he gets in. When we see him in the sectional bracket. So, man. You're really splitting hairs once you start to get to 20 and below. We'll probably. I don't know. We might expand that off the air, but it's a pretty solid top 20, and it's pretty good. pretty interesting just to see where these guys fit. You know, like as we said last week, Nate Rio, if Dickman wasn't such a bully,
yeah.
but
I mean,
we might be talking about him for number one,
right?
Yeah, bully just like his mom. I mean, I wonder where he gets it.
Yeah, at some point, you would think like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go 13. You should probably just go 120."
Yeah, yes. They need to talk. I mean, not like they don't train together. Sorry, Joe. We do have them in order. I just have them in a. There we go.
I know, like we can't get like Sean Schmaltz or Parrish to broker this deal or what?
Yeah. They gotta talk to each other. Like, hey, man, I want you to win a couple state titles. I'm not that much of a jerk.
Yeah, let's spread around the state championships here.
Yeah. So, I think that's a pretty solid top 20. We'll probably do. I don't know, for pound, I like to kind of keep it, kind of elite and not rank 100 people, because that kind of takes the luster out of it. But maybe we'll talk about it off air. So, but
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty solid list, and as you know, there's no favoritism, or it's just one of those things that we.
That'd be our list next week. Our favorite wrestlers to watch.
Yes. Well, we'll be talking about Crown Point. Obviously, Jamie wants us to talk about Crown Point.
I like Crown Point, but I don't know if I got maybe in my top 5. I mean, I think like Gavin Genders probably got to be in there, right?
Oh yeah, Genders. Yeah, I like Genders. Nice kid, works hard. So yeah, Betts. Yeah, Betts is. This is such a. I don't. It's fun kind of doing it on kind of live, and it's like, who do you pick here? I mean, and even like what's his name from Jensen Boyd. I mean, he's one that.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
won IPO, man. That counts for a lot in my book.
Yeah, I mean, he won IPO. He's pretty tough. I mean, he's one that. I mean, has some good national credentials because he wrestled for the U15 for Pan Am's.
Yeah.
You represent the USA and something like that. That's pretty impressive. So
yeah, Jensen's probably in the mix. I didn't even think about it because we only have state credential stuff up there. He's probably up there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably a top 20 guy.
Yeah.
I mean, even with national stuff.
Would you put him over Brady Bird?
Yeah, I would.
So,
I think even like the younger kid stuff. I mean, we were talking. I know we talked last year. Like how many Tulsa champs have we had? I seen Cesar Salas. He'll be an incoming freshman. He was third at IPO as a 8th grader at 190, which is a grown man weight.
Yeah.
Like he just won Tulsa.
Yeah.
Rojas won Tulsa last year, right? Or was he a finalist?
He's won 2 or 3. Tulsa.
Maybe he comes back in the mix next year. I hope he does.
Yeah. Who else? Someone else said some. I hate. I hate Flow Arena because they don't. It's hard to tell where.
Terrible, man.
Let's see.
If you guys own track, just let it all go to track.
I know. Let's see. I think you can kind of. And I was talking to you about that yesterday. Their age groups are a little flimsy because it's based on what you were, like September 1st?
Yeah.
Of last year.
Why don't they just do birth year, man?
Yeah.
It just makes it easier.
Yeah.
Flat. Just one flat birth year.
Yeah. Let's see. Placers, we don't want 6U. Let's just go 15U for right now. That's not Indiana.
But I think, like, even if you do, like, 15U, like, I mean, I know Caesar went 15U. I'm just not really sure, like, how many 15U, like, national kids are there, right?
Yeah. I mean, he won 10-1 over a kid from Ohio. I think looks like he was the only placer for
Indiana?
In the 15U.
Yeah, because all of our guys were wrestling like 95. All the contenders guys went 95 for some reason.
Yeah. Nice.
Man, we need to get Parrish on here and ask him why he's got all of his guys wrestling the same weight.
12U, 12U. Gavin Mason, Lincoln Hinchman from Plainfield won at 130. It's pretty impressive.
He's pretty good.
Kyle Howard from Noblesville was third. He was third at because they have a true second, I guess. He was third at 145. Indian Creek, Noah Fitzgerald was sixth. So we're gonna have some pretty good, solid upper weights. It looks like.
Indian Creek's doing a really good job. I know we weren't kind of following up in their. And I don't know if they wanted to talk that or whatever, Central Indiana, Bloomington South Regional, but I think they're doing a really good job there. I think they have some really good guys coming in and some guys that are there that are young.
Yeah, Noblesville, Camden Hook at 196. He's a Contenders kid, but he says no, he's from Noblesville, so Coach Weimer might be getting some hammers. So yeah, we had some.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think it was 15U95. There was like 5 Contenders kids.
Jeez.
I don't know if there was 5, but like I think that's where like Trayvon Ducking was at. Carver was there. Case Bridge was there. Thinking like you guys all like might have like rode down there together, and you guys like, oh, let's all wrestle the same weight.
And probably one of the tougher weights there. Period.
Yeah, like some kid like Fisher was like just knocking off Indiana kids in a row. I think he beat Bridge, and then I think he beat Carver, and then he beat someone else. It was like, man.
Yeah, jeez.
I think it was 15U95 or 50. Yeah,
there's 95.
It was in the wrestle back. He beat like Case Bridge, and then he beat Carver back to back. And I think the same round like
Fields. Yeah, it was a Fields.
Yeah, Fields.
He wrestled. Yeah, he beat Bridge, Carver, and then another Maddox.
Yeah, and then he beat Maddox from Westfield.
Yeah. Jeez.
So what like? Do you guys get a discount if you all wrestle the same weight?
Yeah. If you enter half the kids in the weight.
But I think Carver wrestled under Delta Wrestling Club.
Ooh, there's some. So. Is there some breakup there? No. So yeah, that's a good event. Kids Nationals is in Fort Wayne this weekend. Not as big of a turnout yet. I keep threatening Rocco that he is going to. We're going to wrestle him at the tournament. He's got to lose like 2 pounds, and he only has 4 kids in his weight class. So.
Come up, man. What is he wrestling? 101?
45. Well, he weighs about 47. It's like, can we just lose a couple pounds and you can. Let's see, what's the numbers there? I know the numbers haven't been the greatest, but as is this weekend. Oh, there it is. I think they had around 500 total. See if any more.
Man, the best matches of the year. Man, I mean, that'd be tough because we haven't seen them all, but like individual matches, the matches that we've seen.
Yeah.
I could probably do a top 10 of that.
Yeah. Man, that'd be hard to. I've seen a lot. Yeah, there's not quite a huge turnout, but I don't know. Right? There's only 3 at this weight class now, at 45. Top 4 in the country. Big metal. It is.
Yeah.
It is $100 though. I was actually looking. I was looking just to see what it would cost, and it was $100. And I'm like, that's pretty pricey, and it's in my own backyard. I don't even have to pay for a hotel or anything.
Did you Airbnb Victory Lane?
Yeah, it should. But I don't know. We might
pay, right?
Might go. Just go watch this weekend and see where it stand.
The middle school. I know. I seen somebody. I think Parrish was saying that there shouldn't be a such thing as a middle school state qualifier. But I seen like a lot of people qualify for the middle school. Those brackets look pretty good though, competition wise. There were some good matches.
Yeah. That's there's a lot of pushback on the qualifiers. I don't know.
you're doing 2 weeks of it, and then I know they're doing it so like some guys went to Tulsa this week so they can qualify next week and things like that. But like you don't want to be there all night, you know.
Yeah.
Like if it's just open registration, you get 700 kids. Like you don't want to be there, you know. I mean, what is IPO? And that's a long day. And you split it in 2 sessions.
Yeah, it's
Or
8
4
o'clock
sessions.
ish. We run, but we also run 15 mats and 800
Yeah.
kids, and yeah, it's pretty. It's one of those things that I don't think they want to. It adds a little bit of qualifications to it, and you have to earn it. And I think that makes the brackets a little bit better and kind of treats it like almost like a true state tournament. I like that they're doing 2 separate weeks of qualifiers. I know they ran in. There's this weekend's the kids nationals.
Yeah. And
And there's
the next
also,
one's
there's some duels or something. Are there some duels this weekend too?
I think maybe middle school national duels.
Yeah, there's some.
Or state duels.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I think they kind of ran into a little bit of an issue there, but I mean, they're not. It's not ideal, but I think it's good that you kind of have some kids that can qualify. Honestly, I think they should have if you placed there last year, you shouldn't have to qualify. I think that'd help things a little bit, but middle school state duels. Okay, that's what it is. So yeah, that's in Fort Wayne this weekend too. So everyone's coming to the Wayne.
Yeah, man, you guys, a little bit of sunshine out there. I think it's cool, man. It's just getting a lot of people wrestling,
Yeah. Yep.
I don't. At the Plymouth one, there's some really good matches, some really good, and the guys that are going to Tulsa, they're going to be back, have to qualify next week, so you'll have a lot of, really good people there also.
Yeah, I think they're giving waivers to people that wrestled at Tulsa. If I'm not, I might be wrong, but
I messaged somebody and they said that they're not.
They're not. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
That they're basically like a friend of a friend of an enemy. Messaged and said, cause I was asking, because I know some of the Tulsa guys were asking if it was an automatic qualifier, and the response I got was that it was not. That's why they did different weekends.
Huh. Interesting.
But you get back there, man, if you're going to pay for that ticket to go to Tulsa. And I guess it was cold in Tulsa this time of year. I mean, I assumed it was warm. I had no clue.
It's windy. I know it's windy there.
Yeah. It was cold for NCAAs. I felt like I went down there thinking I wasn't going to do a jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do an incoming freshman list, I think, probably after the season, though.
Yeah. Yeah, once we get a better grasp on which freshmen are coming in.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother doing those youth rankings. How to get an update going. They look pretty good though.
Yeah.
He's pretty receptive to that stuff.
Yeah.
All those guys that were in that same weight were there. Everyone that went there was on the rankings. That was at Tulsa.
Yeah. No, that'd be interesting to see how those guys shake out. Anything else going on? We'll stick away from one topic, but yeah, brackets are. I guess there were some sectional seating meetings this week tonight. I will not mention who in case they get in trouble. I'll let them get in trouble on themselves. Sectional seating meetings, most of them will be Wednesday, and I'm hoping we can get brackets, or at least we can get lineups. Who's in and who's out, and if there's any surprises. I know there's probably 10-ish that we're kind of gonna. We've heard rumors, we've heard grumblings that and honestly, if they're not in the bracket, or if they're hey, this guy's supposed to go down this weight. If he's not in the bracket that weight, he's not at that weight. So this is kind of the end all be all. So all the talk all year, oh, he's gonna go this weight. Well, he's not in the bracket at that weight. So.
Yeah, it's always there's always a couple that you're like, oh man, they catch your eye.
Yeah.
Someone makes. I mean, we've had that. I talked about it last night on the Dane and Rex show. The team states become such a huge event that teams are moving guys there. We obviously got McConnell there at 190. Tishner at 20 for Al Smith. Klausner at 20 for Al Smith. So you had some guys moving some weights early on, or at 170 for Al Smith. You got some guys moving weights early on in the process, and you're kind of that's surprising.
Did he say last night that they were moving the date, or was that
For
Team State?
I think they're gonna do. There's gonna be a week between the holiday duels. I think they're gonna keep the same. It's like January 10th or something.
It'll be
But the
11th. It looks
yeah,
like.
like the season falls like in a weird way though. It like adds a week in there between the holiday duels and Team State this year.
The holiday tournaments will be like the 27th and 28th. So then,
Yeah.
so there's going to be that whole blank week there. Interesting.
Yeah.
So we're running. So because then conference. So our first sectional is going to be on the 1st. Does that sound right? That's interesting.
Oh, the month.
So, yeah, that's interesting. Anything else we need to talk about? We have the middle school team at the same time and individual qualifiers. Yeah. We can just. I don't really want to get into that stuff.
What was it?
Why have middle school team? I assume team duels the same time as individual qualifiers.
Different organizations, right?
Um.
One's the ISSWCA, the other one's ISWA.
Yeah, and I think they're. I mean, I don't know anything about how or why. I mean, I know they had the qualifiers because of they were trying to get. I know they had 2 separate weekends because of Tulsa, and then I think it's more or less they're trying to cram a lot of stuff into just a few weeks, and there's only so many weeks. So, and I want to say the middle school duels got pushed back or pushed because I don't think they were originally supposed to be in Fort Wayne up here, if I recall correctly. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't have anything else. I was just going to check the calendar, the future calendar. When is... not that one. Spring sports. I want to see if they have future seasons at a glance. No, not that one. Future. For wrestling, boys sports for wrestling. Next year's sectional is the 27th. Or no, the 1st, sorry. So it's going to be a little bit later. So, okay. Anyway. So, yeah.
IU Purdue this weekend?
Yep, IU
All
Purdue.
right, Joe.
Yeah.
Man.
On Saturday.
Oh, you got Jesse Mendez, Sergio Lemley coming up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lemley had a real good win this weekend for Michigan. He beat...
Rutgers kid, right?
Yeah, Rutgers kid's pretty solid, so...
I thought he wrestled Bo Barnett really tough. That Penn State duel. Bartlett, yeah. Not a lot of takedowns given up by Penn State so far in these duels.
Nope, they're not... yeah. Yeah, they're Penn State's pretty good, to say the least.
They're really good.
Yeah. So, I think...
See, Brayton Lee was on the mat too.
Brayton's back. I know some guys I was talking with, they were like, is Brayton Lee around? I go, well, I saw him a couple weeks ago. And he's like, is he breathing? I go, he looked like he was breathing. So I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Always like to talk to Brayton, but yeah, he hopefully, if he's feeling good, he's in the mix, and he's the 3-point takedowns are probably huge for him. I guess I haven't seen Brayton wrestle enough to kind of really think about that, but dude, he's a takedown machine. He's like, we're gonna go on our feet. He's gonna. I mean, that doesn't take much, so that'd be.
I think that Sergio and Jesse match would be fun. Those guys train together a lot.
Yep.
I know RWA ran like a picture of them from when they were like little kids.
Mm-hmm. That'll be cool.
Man, I remember like one point this summer they had it was like Sergio, Jesse, I think Stefan and someone else in their group. And I remember thinking man, how many rooms have that? All-American, number 1 ranked high school kid in the country, world champ. And maybe it was Jason, the NCAA champ. It's a pretty good group of 4.
Yeah. Is that I wonder what I don't want that. I just want to search it. What day is that on? I'm just trying to look. Can I sneak over to Michigan? It is... They're at Michigan. They're Friday. Friday at 7 at Michigan. Or no, at Ohio State. If we have rankings, then maybe I'll swing over there.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man. That'd be a good one.
Yeah. So, I guess we don't have too much else to go over. Next week, I don't know, maybe we might get on later this week, talk about sectional brackets if we have any kind of breaking news or kind of go over some of the changes. I don't know. We don't have too many plans after the rankings get out. We just talk wrestling then.
Talk wrestling, communicate with the board on here. Yep. We're going to start with the mid-central Indiana sectionals.
Yes, we will. So, so look for it. And if just have your notifications on for whenever we post. We'll post some more pictures. We got a countdown going on. So,
seen that.
With some fast facts or state facts. Tried to kind of make them with the numbers. So those were a little bit more difficult than you would imagine. A lot of things with number 10. But that was the easiest one because we've had and that you can figure that one out. I won't want to spoil but there's some good ones. Trying to figure out 19. It's like what have we had? What's 19? 19 this or that. So my biggest worry is being able to do that for the next couple of years. So
yeah, that'd be fun. Well, once you did it now you have to do it forever.
Yeah. So. Yep. So anyway, we are going to get out of here, and then we'll be back at least Monday, if not sooner. If there's any cool news to talk about sectional brackets, if we can get some information, and we'll see you. 19 Tony Gwynn best. He never went to state, so.
He was drafted in the NBA though too.
Yeah. So we'll let you guys go, and we'll get out of here. We'll talk to you guys later.